Hello there AppSpy viewers, my name's Peter and I've got a hands-on for you. This time it is with Revolution 60. We're just looking at the intro trailer here and as you can see a whole bunch of ladies are doing backflips. They're sitting on robots and the robots are making them sit on the letter E. Some other ladies are in the background hiding, lights are flashing. It's all very exciting. As you can see, it is a divisive art style. I think some people are going to absolutely love this and some people are going to think that it looks like the 90s. So Revolution 60, right, let's hit new game. I have put some time into one of the other games just to kind of give it a go, but let's start a brand new game. Beginner, normal, let's go with normal. So just to preface all of this is a hands-on video. It's not a review or anything like that, so nothing definitive here. But yeah, just wanted to give you some sort of early impressions of the game. So here we have kind of like the intro scene. Explosion goes backwards. That's a grenade, obviously. Revolution 60 comes into play. Now, according to the blurb for this game, apparently some press has called this Heavy Rain meets Mass Effect. I think that I'm hoping that the press outlets that were saying that sort of stuff were comparing it to the sort of gameplay of those things and not necessarily the quality, because I don't think that this is fantastic. I don't think it's a very exciting video game. So you'll see that I just made a selection there. I could either go with a professional option or a more direct option, green or red. And my assassin lady here, she's talking to the AI, who's talking to her about the odds of survival. Here's a guy, Skullomania from Street Fighter EX, I think. Might be his cousin. Oh, shot dead. Oh well. Skullomania had lots of cousins. You'll be fighting loads and loads and loads of them in this. See how I'm doing little QTE actions there? That's you know, allowing me to pop out of cover and shoot this dude. The voice acting is pretty good. Like, it is pretty cool, and I actually think that the art style is, you know, yes, it is absolutely divisive, but it's very unique. You know, it's totally unique, and I quite like it. It's very moving comic book. It is very 90s. It you know, quite kitsch sci-fi, and it doesn't quite match the tone of the story that's attempting to be told here, which sort of tries to be sort of self-serious at times, and it just fails. But yeah, the art style doesn't really match the tone. Look at that ship. Lovely ship design. The ship design is excellent. The character design is really odd. Like, I keep getting reminded of Ulala from Space Channel 5. Like, the game is definitely really evocative of that in terms of its visual presentation. Tap the first button and keep it held, and then another one. So there we are. Very simple. And I managed to shoot two pretty ancient-looking security cameras in this high-tech futuristic world. Uh-oh! Our friend's back. Put my hands up. Tap anywhere on the screen when the button is in the target zone. So all I need to do is tap, and we're sorted. And that single tap allows me to jump extraordinary distances and land in safely on top of this thing and smash it. So, oh dear, I've shot that thing. There we are. That ship is like, oh no. Some action events will have more than one part. Complete both action events to continue. You can see I'm not doing anything here. I'm not doing anything at all. So the game, you know, the game's story is very much action focused. The action of the game is very, very slow and pretty much at your own pace. There are some actions which require that you do them to a timer, but they were kind of 50-50. And as you can see, I'm sort of floating about on the top of this thing, and the story isn't progressing anywhere. It'll wait for me to actually complete the action before it moves on. So I'm gonna do that. There we are. I've got the second part now, and oh, didn't work, but I wasn't punished for it. There we are. Managed to land that one, and I've jumped off. So yeah, this reminds me. It doesn't necessarily remind me of Mass Effect and Heavy Rain in terms of its quality, because I think that the action is really stilted and boring and slow. There's some combat in a moment that I'll show you. I'm going to be professional again. I've got a reputation bonus, thank goodness. I like a motorcycle thing. But the action is really slow and dull, and Heavy Rain was slow, but it was kind of exciting and tense, and it made you grab the controller and use it in different ways, and it was, you know, some of the sequences there were really, really tense, and I really liked that. Mass Effect was a fantastic third-person shooter that was also an RPG, and, you know, less so in 2 and 3, but, you know, was telling a really cool sci-fi story with, you know, with different endings and outcomes that you could affect, depending on whether or not you went Paragon or Renegade. So yeah, it's kind of cribbing on that as well. But there were also more choices than just Paragon and Renegade. You know, you had lots of different dialogue options that you could go in different directions. You could find out more about the universe. This is very much here is plot point A, we're going to move to plot point B. So there's, you know, it's very linear. You can obviously make different decisions. There are apparently 24 endings, I believe. I've not seen any of them because obviously this is just a quick preview for you. You know, it's well put together. And, you know, I haven't run into any bugs. I haven't run into any sort of major issues or anything like that. Okay, so we need to complete multiple circles this time. And the story is okay. Like, it's fine. It sort of, it's a complete mishmatch. You know, it doesn't feel like one thing or the other. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel like ludicrous, sexy babes, you know, traveling the galaxy, having fun, like, or, you know, super spy action in that way. And it also doesn't feel like super serious, my friend's in danger, and I'm, you know, fighting this mysterious organization. It doesn't feel like either of those things. It doesn't feel camp, like super camp, and it doesn't feel super serious. It tries to do both, and it gets away with doing neither. Like, that is ridiculous. Later on, there's a sequence in which, like, you know, there's a sequence in which there's meant to be this kind of like touching, heart-rending moment, and it's difficult to feel much empathy for these characters when they are like backflipping off of bikes with like ludicrous heart hair. And there we are. Look, oh, we're gonna do a Blood Brothers theatre reference. Sound effects added by me. So we've come full circle from the beginning there.
Val!
Oh no!
Hang in there, Val.
And we're about to get into some. We're about to get into some combat.
I'll need an assist for medical evac.
Ooh, she's not looking well.
We don't steal this shuttle, none of us go home. Rendezvous at the launch pad.
I can't follow that order right now, man. I'm sorry.
Professional. So the answer that I gave there was not actually professional. The answer was unprofessional, wildly, but I chose professional. So again, like, some of the answers just don't match at all. Again, though, Mass Effect did have that kind of an issue. So green targets move you across the battlefield. Okay, tap the green target to move in front of the enemy. So there we are.
Tap the gun icon to fire.
Tap the gun icon to fire your needler. Yeah. Okay, let me fire that. After attack, it will be a few seconds until you can fire again. Plan your attacks carefully. Tap to continue. Okay. Gunfire inbound. Tap the green target to evade. Watch out, it's a grenade. Dodge to escape the blast area. Let's move this way.
For extra damage,
use your special attack. Special attacks require energy, which is shown here, bottom left of the screen.
The more energy you acquire,
the higher level special attack you can perform. As you can see, it's quite slow moving. Okay, please note special attacks can only be launched from the front row. But it is an action story, so it's like, it's odd. It's odd in that it's, you know, it's a fast-paced story, with a game that is just does not mirror it whatsoever.
Energy. You are able to trigger a special attack. Tap the blue target.
So we're going to tap the blue target to use our special attack, and here we are, and more QTEs. Oh, that didn't work. I'm moving exceptionally slowly there. Choo-choo! And I've got a second one here. Kapow! Cash slash! And we're taking the snow leopard down to a tiny little bit of health. So let's finish him off by tapping that button. And the snow leopard's dead. Exceptional! Your lethality quotient is being blah blah blah. And there we are. The assassin shot him in the face. Fantastic. Everyone shoots everyone in the face because it's efficient shooting. So I'm leveling up. I've managed to fill, you know, half of a bar. And I've got to get back to my friend. And no, I'm being shot at instead, again. So let's go back to this, and we're going to learn how to... well, we've already learned how to do, like, combat. So now we are just putting our moves into action. I can move this far forward. I can't move any further forward. So I can only move in this limited area. And the whole idea is, like, figuring out the tells of your opponent so that they... so that they, you know, you can tell when they're going to fire, basically. So they raise their gun, they fire, and then you make sure you avoid it. Oh, they're going to throw a grenade. But it was harmless. You can move as much as you like in the game. You know, it's not turn-based exactly, but you are on a sort of vague timer. I'm going to move out of the way of that. This thing's going quite slowly. The combat is really, really dull. It's really boring. I'm not having fun at all. So I'm going to shoot him, and there we are. Let's see the 2/3 full strike, shall we? And get that second hit in there. Cha-cha! And then that, and then that, and then that. And then get out of the way, and then shoot him, and then continue. So this is one opponent. You know, it's taking a while, right? Oh, that just clipped him. Oh, it just winged me. I'm really... Oh, did not like that. Just absolutely destroying Skullomania's extended family. Poor Skullomania. Did you play Street Fighter EX? Because I'm making these references to Skullomania, and it wasn't actually that popular a Street Fighter game. There we are. Do let me know in the comments. So there we are, we've killed him, and we get exactly the same execution at the end. So you'll see that every single time that you kill an enemy, and you get this screen as well. So we've leveled up, and now we get to improve Holiday. When Holiday levels up, you can pick a new combat ability. So let's choose our upgrade. We can inflict bonus damage. Come on. Or we can have bonus health. I've barely taken any damage in this game thus far, so I'm going to inflict bonus damage, I reckon. So let's tap that to improve that. There we are. Holiday's a better badass. So I like the visuals. I like the fact that it's trying to tell a relatively sophisticated story, even if it doesn't really actually execute upon that. It's well put together, but then again, you know, this is a cross between... You know, this is the Time Traveler. It's one of those interactive movies. It's not a like super exciting, super interactive game. It's a bit of interactive storytelling. Dungeon's Lair, is that what it's called? Dragon's Lair. The interactive, you know, that sort of spate in the 80s and 90s where people wanted to make films into games and it didn't quite work, and this is roughly the same sort of thing, but in a really cool, like, really dig like the 3D, really cool art style and some interesting characters and a weird world that I'd like to know more about, and some cool voice acting, but gameplay that just doesn't really match the tone and the aesthetic that the game is going for, and is quite slow and a bit dull thus far. So yes, this is Revolution 60. Do let me know if you pick this one up, and let me know how you get on with it in the comments below. This is Peter with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.